Hey everybody, Joel here. Now everybody keeps asking me what is the secret to a six-pack year-round. Now my family might disagree that I don't have a six-pack year-round, but I'm going to stick to my story. So anyway, number one, to control your appetite. This is going to be a little bit of a longer blog, and this looks like a lot, but it's not. Number one is this: dietary fiber. 99% of the population is absolutely deficient in dietary fiber because of all the refined carbohydrates that we eat. When you're up in the sky and you look down on land, what's the number one thing you see? You see green. That's because God's made us to eat a lot of dietary fiber. You know, greens are very high in dietary fiber. Now, I personally don't like greens that much. So as demonstration, what does dietary fiber do? It fills you up. I use Consul, you can get it at Walmart. It fills you up for two reasons. One, well, it slows the digestion process down big time, but it also expands in your body. This is 1 tablespoon in here. Now I kept the spoon in there just as an example. Look, you know, if I really shake it, it's gonna come out, but that's 1 tablespoon. So that absorbs all the water. There's only like 3 calories in all of that, and it totally expands in your body. And what it also does, once it gets into your intestine, where your digested food passes through your intestine into your bloodstream, it puts a barrier. It puts a barrier there. So anything that you eat, whether it's a Pepsi or sugar or good carbohydrates or whatever, it's going to cause those carbohydrates to be digested much slower. When you digest your carbohydrates slower, what happens is basically, instead of getting these high sugar spikes in your blood when things get digested very quickly because they're digested slower, then you get a more sustainable level of blood sugar in your body. 2 things cause hunger: low blood sugar levels and what's in your stomach. So this really helps to take care of both. It expands in your stomach, and I highly recommend you still eat other foods, of course, with that. And what it does is it prevents you from digesting things too quickly, which keeps a sustainable level of blood sugar all day long. That's number one secret that I use on a daily basis. I use it in the morning. You can start with 1 teaspoon, start slow, because if you haven't had fiber in years, that's okay. Number 2, very important, EFAs. What does that stand for? Essential fatty acids, meaning they are absolutely essential to the human body. Without this, your energy levels are going to be way lower. And number 2, if you don't have them, you actually don't burn fat. Essential fatty acids are important to help you burn fat. In fact, they're essential. That's why they're called essential. Now, number 3, what I love to do is what I usually do. Protein, well, it builds a lot of muscle. And number 2, it's the number 1 macronutrient. Now you can get it from chicken, you can get it from lean beef and all that kind of stuff, but this is what I do because people are asking, what do I do specifically? So in the morning, I have my breakfast, then I have a protein shake, okay? Now this is the number 1 macronutrient that's very hard to digest. And then I accompany this with my dietary fiber right after. So what I do, and I also bring a protein shake that I do all day long. Now, 1 scoop is 23 grams of protein. So what I do, because a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for this, blah, blah, blah. It's all a bunch of BS. We all have time in the morning. So I take 4 scoops, which is basically just about 100 grams of protein. There's 3. And I've already got water in there. You can mix it with water or milk or whatever you like. Now, self-admittedly, the people that are dairy sensitive are going to say, well, I can't do that. So if you're dairy sensitive, I used to be dairy sensitive, I got over that. You can use a rice protein as well, okay? Soy, not so much, not the greatest thing for you, but a rice protein's fine. I take a little mixing ball. You can use any mixer that you want. I put it in there, I shake it up, and I just sip on it all day long. That gives me an extra 100 grams of protein, which is really important for muscle building. The only other supplement that I use, I love it, is creatine, 5 grams a day, which is 1 heaping teaspoon. I take that anytime during the day, but I do it once a day. And finally, as we age, the ability for us to absorb our nutrients, it goes down and down and down. So I highly recommend a multivitamin. You don't have to use this one. You can use whatever one that you want. But if you just combine these things together, I guarantee you that you'll feel better, you'll have more energy, your appetite will be more under control, and you'll be able to sustain very low levels of body fat year round. So if you have any questions, just post them here below. Bye for now.